a 12-volt camp oven is the ultimate accessory, but Travel Buddy or Road Chef? That's the question.
Hit it.
Hey guys, it's Lauren from Snowy's here. I've got in front of me the Road Chef by Camp Easy and my very own beloved Travel Buddy, both 12-volt ovens, awesome for fresh baked goods on the go. And a really common question is, how do they compare? So let's take a look. At a glance, both units are really similar. We have the same dimensions of around 32 centimeters wide, 30 centimeters deep, and about 20 centimeters tall. And internally, we are also looking at 27 across, about 25 centimeters deep, and approximately 10 centimeters high. In terms of materials, both units are 100% insulated stainless steel, and both weighing in at around about 5 kilos each. Now, when we are comparing them, the main differences are the features. So we'll take a closer look at those. The first thing let's have a look at is our mounting brackets. Now, on the Road Chef here, we have a provision for both floor mounting and also roof mounting, whereas on the Travel Buddy, we only have a provision for the floor mounting. And these come with the brackets here that simply just slip in like this with a screw point. Whilst I don't have any Travel Buddy mounting brackets here to show you, they do come with them. Now on the front here, let's take a look at the doors. On the Road Chef, we have our stainless steel door latch. On the Travel Buddy, we have our little doorknob. Now, as you can see here, a hot surface on the Travel Buddy. This is because the door itself gets hot when in use due to there not being any insulation on the inside here, whereas the Road Chef does have a fully insulated front panel. Now, both ovens come with 2 oven racks, and each of the oven racks have a little pin function there that sits underneath your rails, which means that neither trays will bounce around whilst you're driving. Now, in terms of the quality of the units, both are really solid. They're both made from really great quality steel. There is a bit of a difference in the finishing. I think that comes down to the Road Chef being factory made, whereas the Travel Buddy being handmade. Now, at this point, I do also want to point out, because the Travel Buddy is my loved unit from home, it's taken a bit of beating, so it's not as pretty as the ones that you'll get straight out of the box. A hot tip that we just got in from another Snowy's customer is you can get these awesome stainless steel custom trays for your oven. You can either get 2 half trays or a single full tray from Somerville Metalworks in Victoria, and that really adds versatility to how you're using your oven. Now, moving down here, we can see the difference between the 2 knobs are pretty obvious. Now, having had to play with both of them, I personally quite like the Travel Buddy knobs better. They're just a bit easier to grab onto and turn. The difference in temperature settings we've got here, the Travel Buddy can go up to a maximum of 200 degrees, whereas your Road Chef has a maximum of 180. Another main point of difference is your Travel Buddy has a timer that goes up to 2 hours. However, it also does have a straight run function, and your unit is running for an unlimited period of time, whereas your Road Chef has a timer for 120 minutes or 2 hours, and that's your limit. Now, your Travel Buddy is drawing 10 amps from 120 watts, whereas your Road Chef is drawing 8.3 amps from 100 watts. So with both units being fairly power hungry, they're designed to be used whilst you're driving. Now, in terms of power, on our cabling here with the Road Chef, we have a Anderson plug at the end of a 110 centimeter cable. And it also comes with an Anderson to 12 volt or Merit plug cable extension, which is approximately 30 centimeters long. The Travel Buddy itself comes with a 160 centimeter cable, and I've done a DIY modification on mine to put an Anderson plug on, but it will actually come with your 12 volt and Merit plug attachment. Now, I've moved to the Anderson plug for more consistent power, as well as the fact that sometimes when you're driving off-road or the road's fairly bumpy, your 12 volt can come loose. A really good point to note at this stage is that if you do decide to do what I've done and chop off your 12 volt and chuck an Anderson plug on, you're not going to be voiding your warranty. Now we've preloaded the Road Chef and the Travel Buddy full of party pies and pasties. We're gonna set our temperature, set our timer. Ideally, you should be preheating your units before you're gonna cook them, but we haven't here. We're gonna do a side-by-side cook comparison and come back and see the results. Right guys, we're back. So both of our ovens have been cooking at 180 degrees for about 60 minutes or 1 hour. In terms of a heat test, both of the units are not hot on the outside at all. You're definitely able to touch them without an issue. Interestingly enough, now despite the fact that the Road Chef itself has the insulated door panel, both doors got quite hot in the process of cooking, and we did a bit of an experiment with the Snowy's crew, and between all of us, we couldn't really determine which one was hotter or not, which is interesting. Now I'm pretty excited. Let's have a look at the pies. All right, let's open this up here and we'll see what we're working with. Okay, oh, look at that. Beautiful. Right, so first up, let's have a bit of a taste test, crunch test of our Road Chef pie. Now a little bit soft on the bottom. It's hot, but not burning my mouth, and actually quite crispy. As I said before, a little bit soft on the bottom, but it's got a nice crunch to it. Right, Travel Buddy. Also a bit soft on the bottom. A little bit, sorry, a little bit hotter in the center, although probably a tiny bit less crispy than the Road Chef. Right, let's shut these ovens up. Now both 12-volt camp ovens come from Australian-owned businesses. The Travel Buddy is handmade in Victoria, and that contributes to low supply issues for the high demand of the oven. And that's one of the reasons why Snowy's got the Road Chef in. Now whilst it is made in China, there are a lot of fantastic quality stuff that comes out of China, and this oven looks like one of those things. As someone who owns a Travel Buddy, and I really, really love it, having reviewed the Road Chef, I'm actually really pleasantly surprised, and I think it's a fantastic alternative. However, if you want Australian made and you don't mind the wait, the Travel Buddy's the one for you. You can get both of these awesome ovens at snowys.com.au. If you have any questions or comments, chuck them below, give us a like, or head here to subscribe. Catch you later, Snowy's fam. I'm gonna eat my pies.